Joker Year of the Villain Issue 1. John Carpenter and Anthony Birch writing with Philip Tan on art.
So Pete, you're the, I'll say you're the John Carpenter expert here
Mm-hmm.
out of the three of us. You've seen all of his movies. He has a dark sense of humor, right?
I'll correct that slightly and say most of his movies. There's definitely a few I've not seen,
Okay.
but
Okay.
um, yeah, I think there's a dark sense of humor in here, especially in this issue for sure. Like,
Because what I don't think John Carpenter and dark sense of humor. When I think of him, I think dark for sure, right? That's his thing. But yeah. This issue was something. Um, I mostly enjoyed it. Was not expecting,
you were
the way that it went.
you were expecting Joker and one of his goons who is mentally ill to dress up as Batman and Robin, for Joker to have his own warped sense of how Batman operates as they go around the city, choosing to kill or not kill whoever, only for the mentally ill sidekick to realise that what makes Joker kind of special is that he's not actually psychotic. He's completely
Right.
aware of what he's doing at all times.
So I like that, especially with all the Joker. I'm a little Jokered out right now. I'll say that.
Well, you got
Because of the
more
movie.
coming.
Yeah. So I appreciate the sentiment. I was just like, there were certain things I was laughing at here. There's other stuff I just was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I don't know how else to go about it.
It was a bit of a slog to read. I thought the
Yeah.
lettering was a bit small, bizarrely. Like,
Yeah.
that was kind of bugging me. But there was definitely a lot of little ideas and things in there that I liked, and I don't know, like, how much of this, like, did Carpenter plot and Anthony Birch wrote the script, or was it more of a collaboration
Yeah.
in terms of the concept? I do love the idea though that the director of Halloween, like one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time, my favorite horror movie of all time,
hmm
is been involved in writing a scene involving Condiment King.
Yes.
Which, for the record, Condiment King saying, Mayo, I introduced myself.
So Condiment King is
Sriracha
a
of
fan of the
sin.
dad jokes.
Condiment
Yeah.
King is straight up with the puns, and my cat has finally left me so I can...
I immediately thought of you when Condiment King popped up.
Oh yeah, that
Um,
was great.
So I do like certain parts. Like that part's real funny and stuff. And then he gets super dark with the guy walking his dog.
Mm.
And then Joker saying that he had a gun on him and so did the dog.
Oh no, I'm gonna lie. I did laugh when he said the gun has a dog too, and then he shoots the dog. That actually
Yeah.
that worked for me. That joke.
Not me as a dog lover.
In a dark
Wasn't a
way,
fan.
of course. I don't mean
Yeah. So there was definitely more in line with Joker that I'm a fan of here, because the one that we've been getting up to this point throughout Rebirth, not a Joker I'm a fan of. So at least here we have this. This definitely felt more in line with the Harleen Joker.
Mhm.
This devious guy and whatnot, and he knows exactly what he's doing. So I like that, and I like this guy came to the Joker because he was mentally ill and thrown out of his house, and Joker offered him not a way out, but a path that no one else did. But then he sees him for what he is, and has regrets now. So I liked all that. It was just, like you said, it was a slog. Like this could have been 8 pages shorter, and I think it would have been fine.
Yeah, it's an oversized issue, and I think they could have really it could have been a regular sized issue and told the same
Yep.
story and probably worked better as a result.
More efficient, yeah.
And I'm not like Philip Tan's an artist for me that's, I don't know, like I look at
I
his art.
don't like his Joker design. I'll say
Yeah.
that. I don't like the smeared Joker stuff here, and I get that it was to show the followers because they all have different things. Like even at the end the mom's like, is that a tattoo? So like
Yeah.
he tattooed his face with the Joker smile.
Yeah, it gets proper
know.
dark because at the end, like, when he runs away from Joker, he goes back to his mother, and basically Joker shows up, and it turns out everything he said about his mother in front of Joker's been listening to. He's not been, like, not paying attention. he's actually listened to every single bit of it so that he could use it against him and do something nasty at the end here. So, and that's when he has his realization. So it's a super dark. And he beats him up with a crowbar. We get the Jason Todd death, essentially, where he beats up this guy. He's got dressed up as Robin with a crowbar.
Yep. And he even says that, with him dressed like this, he's like, now you're an official Robin, so yeah. But it was fine. The art was real hit or miss with me. I did get some chuckles of Joker running around with a Batman suit on. That's clearly the Adam West suit, So
yeah, there's even a scene with them like going up the side of a building, which is very reminiscent of them, ascending on the the sideways set, as it were. I mean, I read this for curiosity because I like John Carpenter, although I've never, not as a comic book writer, obviously, but it was like, oh, what's this like? And I don't know. It's weird. It's weird what he spends his time on these days. There's a lot of music. That's what he spends a lot of his time on.
But so I guess I have nothing else to add on this one. It was just, it wasn't in my favorite year of the villains that I've read so far. So far, those go to the Mark Russell one. Although the Taylor Black Mask I enjoyed too.
This is the only... Well, I read the Black Mask one, didn't I? I read the Black Mask one, but I didn't read the Russell ones, even though they're probably the best ones. Because I wasn't going to read this. I thought I'd run out of time to even bother with this one. It was just you were running late, so I was like, well, I'll read it, I guess.
Yeah, I woke up late. I was in the middle of eating breakfast, and I'm like, I still have a comic to read. So I
thought I'd squeeze it in because I had a bit of extra time, but I wouldn't recommend to say anyone has to go and read it. It's readable. It's got a couple of funny dark humor moments, but it's not like anything else really worth mentioning. And the art is kind of, I would put the art at somewhere in the sort of a middling kind of range for me. What are you giving it?
I'm gonna give this one a 7.
Okay, I'd probably go with something more like a 6.5. I think because
that's fair.
Some of the things in here I like, some dark moments I like, but it is a bit of a slog and the pacing's all over the place.
I'll go with 6.5 as well then.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
But not painful either though. It's not like a...
No, like I'm not upset that I read it. I felt the time and so the... Like I'm trying to get it read so we can go and stuff, and then but then if you're agreeing that it was a slog as well, yeah.